This printer here is a Canon Pixma ip4000. It's 20 years old now. I bought it for about £75 back in 2005, and it's worked remarkably well over those 20 years. I think it's probably outlasted a lot of inkjet printers at that sort of price point. But unfortunately it stopped working recently. If we switch it on, it may work. It seems to work on rare occasions, but yeah, there we go. It's giving us an error message. We're getting 5 blinks. We're getting 5 blinks of the orange light. Now that means that there's some sort of fault with the print head. Now, the advantage of these Canon ones, not only are the cartridges individual and replaceable, but unlike old Epson printers of the era, the print heads are also repairable, replaceable. Just brighten that up a bit. So we can take these cartridges out. That one's a bit empty, that black one. There's quite a lot of 3E black. The yellow's a bit empty, isn't it? A bit of magenta left. There's quite a bit of cyan left. Now before I actually take the head out, one thing you might notice, we can actually see how much ink is in these cartridges. This was actually a huge selling point for these Pixma printers about 20 years ago. They were, I think, the first company to use transparent cartridges, so you can see the sponge at the front and then the reservoir at the back. And there's quite a bit of ink in these, and you can clearly see how much is in it. The printer itself doesn't keep track of how much ink you're actually using. It just has a little optical sensor which senses when this reservoir is empty. So you can actually see yourself how much ink is in it. But to remove the print head, we just open the clip and take it out, and you can see we've got several print heads. The big one on the right hand side, that's for this rather large 3E cartridge. The 3E cartridge is actually a pigment ink which is designed for printing documents, and this 6 black, the other ones are also 6s, they're dye-based inks which are designed for printing photos. So if using this for document printing, just black and white, it will use the 6 black on the massive print head, and it will do it really good quality and really quick. Anyway, the problem with this is they can get a bit clogged up, and I don't actually use this printer much. I sometimes print quite a lot and then leave it sat around for months on end, and then I'll print a bit later. I actually clean this from time to time. As I said, you can take it out, you can actually rub it on a paper towel or soak it in some water or alcohol or whatever to try and clean it. And I've done that multiple times before, but this time when I tried to clean it, it's now stopped working. Oh, this is working very intermittently, so I'm just wondering if I've left it to soak for too long and the water's got in and damaged the electronics somewhere. Anyway, fortunately, because we can take it out, we can replace it. Thanks to our good friends in China, we can actually get replacement second-hand print heads. I don't think you can get brand new ones anymore. Canon did used to sell these as brand new parts. See, that's my original one. This is my new second-hand one. Got this from a company, I think it was Printer Accessories UK or something. A bit of a misleading name when they're based in China, but they actually sell lots of second-hand parts. This print head mechanism was used in multiple different models, so hopefully this will work. They did kindly include some test pages. You see the few missing dots on there, but it's not going to be any worse than the old one was. I mean, these are sort of 20 years old now, so you're not going to expect them to be perfect. So just a quick look inside the printer. You can see the plastic rollers are actually a bit dirty where they've got stained with ink, and that does sometimes transfer onto the paper, but with a bit of effort you can clean those. Anyway, I'm just going to plonk this in, and I'm going to hope that it works, because if it doesn't, it means we've got another fault with the printer. There we go. And there we go. We're not getting an error this time. Does anyone know why these yellow cartridges go this awful manky colour? This is a brand new sealed yellow cartridge, and it's this really wonderful orangey colour, but the yellow, the used yellow, I think there's probably still enough there to print something with. It goes this really awful colour. Yeah, I'm hoping there might be enough in here to actually print something with. I'll try and print some photos out later, I think. Might have to replace these empty looking ones. Now I'm actually a bit out of touch with inkjet printers. I don't think they do these translucent cartridges anymore, and quite a lot of companies actually have started doing a subscription model. I'm not aware whether... I was going to say I don't know whether Canon do. I don't think they do, but don't quote me on that. I know HP are quite well known for their ink subscriptions. There we go, it's not complaining. So I've got it hooked up to a computer. I'm just using Windows today. I'm not going to fumble around with Linux, but I'll do a test page just to start with, a standard Windows test page. Slight issue with this printer still is that sometimes it doesn't actually detect that this bottom paper tray is installed. Hopefully it will. See, there it says that 6 black and yellow are running low, so that's come from the optical sensor, but it doesn't actually know how much ink is remaining in it. It just knows that it's running low, so it won't actually stop printing or stop you from printing. And I do have some replacement cartridges, and maybe one day it'll print. There we go. Well, it tried to print. We've got some colour. No black though. So what can we do on here? Maybe if we do a deep cleaning. Unclog nozzles. I'm going to select the target ink. I'm just going to go on black, because it has actually printed the other colours, so execute, yes. So it's going to do a deep clean of the black head now. It'll probably suck all that ink out that we saw in the cartridge. Right, that's done, so I'm just going to do a nozzle check. Print check pattern. Ah, there we go. And you can see on there it's the sixes have come out, albeit not very well, but the 3 black hasn't come out at all. I don't know why it's putting red in that black printout on the side. Well, we're making a start, but I was hoping it might be a bit simpler than this. Why don't we just go all out and print a load of pure black onto a sheet of paper. Oops. We want that one, ip4000. Properties, standard, okay. Maybe we can force some ink out of it. Well, we got a bit out. I don't. It's not. That's a bit of an odd bit, isn't it? It's just 1/2, but. Still nothing. Right, I've run a few cleaning cycles and I still can't get it to print anything in black, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually clean this print head, because what could well have happened is that it's just got a bit clogged with time. And you can see we've got plenty of 3E black ink left. I do like how easy you can take these out. I think you can actually see quite a lot of ink on there, where I've just run so many cleaning cycles. It has actually brought some ink through it, so yeah. Right, I've got some distilled water here, but I'm not actually sure what the best substance is for cleaning these. These ones here are the heads for the 6 black, for the 6 colours, and this is for the 3E colour. The 6, as I said, is a dye-based ink, so we really want water for that, but you potentially don't for the pigment ink. I'm not actually sure. I don't know if we want alcohol or ammonia, but distilled water might do, because it depends on what the ink is actually constituted of. So just going to dip that in there, but I don't want to leave it to soak for ages like I've done before, so maybe we can just sort of blot it on the paper towel. Again, I don't know exactly what the best method is for doing this, but it's a 20-year-old printer. These second-hand parts cost sort of practically sod all, and if I end up scrapping the printer, then well, it's had a good lifetime, hasn't it? So, but you can see that we have got ink coming through. Right, well, I've given it a bit of a manual cleaning, and I've cleaned the contacts as well, so let's stick it back in the printer. I'm hoping we'll at least get something out of it. As I said, it's a very old printer, so I'm not expecting it to be perfect, but hopefully we'll get something. This is actually quite convenient in having 2 paper trays. And still no black. I can't believe it, there's still no black. Right, I'm only printing onto plain paper, but I've told it it's photo paper, so that forces it to print the black using the 6 cartridge rather than the 3E cartridge. And you can see that's printing fine, and we're doing a photo quality. I've just done some in photo quality mode, and that's more or less okay. But still no 3E black, so I don't know why that's getting stuck. See, that's not bad for photo quality, is it, on plain paper? You know, it's mixed the colours together alright. You can see some artefacts, but it's about typical for a 20-year-old printer, I'd say. But no 3E black. And it is still struggling to print the colours properly in draft mode. I think I'm going to call it a day on this one. I can't get it to print this 3 black at all. I'm just wondering if there might potentially be a bad connection somewhere in the printer, or somewhere between the print head and the printer. I've cleaned all the connectors on the head and on the printer, but the only thing I can really think to do further will be to dismantle the printer and see if there's any bad connections internally. That's all I can really think of if it's not printing, because obviously we're missing quite a lot of these as well. It is printing them, you see it's half of it's missing on each one, so yeah, I think I'm going to write that off as a bad job for today. At least these oaky ones work, even if there do seem to be 1 or 2 pins missing.